Between the Pages podcast. Today we're going to be talking about turning bedtime stories into mini devotions.
Hi, I'm Jimmy. This is Sarah. This is our podcast. I think that's a good topic. A good one that you selected or someone sent in.
I wrote these up.
You wrote these up? Okay.
These are some of our leftover podcasts from
2025.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That we never did.
Ones that we never got around to. Yeah. Well, there's only so many podcasts you can do, and but the subject's good. And, we probably should have, in some aspects, I think we touched on devotionals at one point in time and what those are and what that means, and but more from an adult perspective. So, yeah.
Well, we did one that was like mini devotions, which is what this one is, mini devotions.
Okay, but I thought the pre-read that you did was something along the lines of at the end of the day kind of thing.
Yeah, turning bedtime stories into mini devotions.
Yeah. Well, some people's devotions start first thing in the morning.
Yeah,
and continue throughout the day.
Yeah, but this is for with your kids. You're turning
I get that.
Bedtime story. You're already doing bedtime stories and your bedtime routine, and then we're going to add,
I was just saying, and probably not very well, that, we already did a little podcast on devotionals, but it was more towards adults.
Yeah.
And so, in the day.
Well, that's the thing with the kids. It's, it doesn't have to be a lot of length. Quantity is better than quality is better than quantity. And
anything at all is probably
the repetition of it too, which we talked about in one of the other podcasts, is the repetition helps.
Well, yeah, and with kids, children, they this today and that tomorrow. And then something different the day after that. So it's like, it's good to... Quantity is better than quality. Just doing something at all.
Quality.
I think the exact opposite. I think if you're just doing anything is better than the quality, because they're changing. They're fickle. Their children are...
Well, I guess I was just saying, they remember the feeling more than the length of time that you spend on it. Yeah. So quantity is in multiple. I can agree with that. Regularly every day, but not necessarily, we have to sit here for an hour and do a big old devotion.
Yeah, right. And,
that type of quantity.
When it comes to feelings, they're always changing.
Yeah.
You feel this way right now. 5 minutes from now, you feel something different.
Really, don't they? Right. It doesn't even have to be 5 minutes.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
It could be finish this sentence, and then the next sentence, they've already changed their mind.
Right. And so, and you can count for sure, certain, that tomorrow, I'll feel totally different than I do today,
Yeah,
So that's why I'm saying sometimes it's just better to do quantity, quality.
Yeah, but I'm talking, that's what I said, it's a different type of quantity. Regular repetition of every day doing it versus quantity as in an hour. Just spending 5 minutes.
Yeah, is 2 minutes.
5 minutes, is better than nothing, but also better than the long, lengthy thing because they're not going to...
Yeah, exactly.
Glad we cleared that up, Well, different versions of what quantity can mean, I guess.
Yeah, right, exactly. So,
quantity in multitude or in length of time.
Yeah, and so that's good that we clarified that. And so the thing is at the end of the day, that's a good time when you're, kind of winding down, you're praying and whatnot.
Well, and that's what the simple pattern you can use is read your stories and ask 1 to 2 questions and then connect it with God, and then you can do your short prayers and end the day off.
Yeah. And so, right.
So
I think that's a good...
Obviously, you can't do that with, books about trucks, but maybe you could. You could connect it somehow.
Keep on trucking, man.
Yeah, really.
It's one of them 70s things. Keep on trucking. It was
That's all I have to say.
That's all you have to say?
Yeah. It was a quick one.
Oh, okay. I guess, what else can you say?
Right. Like you say, quantity and quality is better than quantity and quality.
Yeah, and, I guess whatever it is you choose, well, that's your decision.
Yeah.
So it can be whatever.
Well, and you can do actual devotions. They have, little devotions for kids specifically, but just turning, in the short term, just turning your already reading time into a small little, like how does this connect? The little sample questions be like, well, what did this character do that was right or wrong? And what would you have done? If you were in this situation, what would you have done?
Yeah,
and just kind of talk
about it. How did it make you feel?
Yeah.
Or how are you feeling?
Yeah.
Sometimes. Yeah, that's good. All good.
Anything else?
That's
all we got for you today.
Yeah, no, I think that's good. I mean,
they don't always have to be long podcasts. We used to try and do them like, long ones and short ones here and there.
No, I think that's a good one. I mean, like I say, I mean, I guess the whole purpose of the podcast in this particular case just get you to even think about it, because I don't think, sometimes it's like, well, go to bed, good night.
Yeah.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Or whatever. And you say something nice like, sweet dreams, or don't let the bed bug bite, or some kind of weird thing like that. And you just, it's a missed opportunity.
Yeah. Well, even like, Who's Greg? If you were reading Who's Greg as a bedtime story, and Who's Greg is on evangelism. So throughout the book, you're going to pick up on little clues and things, and, like a sponge, Greg was ret. Whatever he pursued, he would get. Greg is not an average pet.
That's a true statement.
And so, I mean, even that is, you can, hey, what did you think about Greg?
I try not to think about Greg too much, because he wakes me up at 3 o'clock in the morning wanting to go out. And,
and so, like, if you could even say, maybe not what would you have done, but if you were an evangelist going off and flying around and helping out in different, they don't even help, they're not missionaries. I mix up missionaries and evangelists all the time.
Well, they're kind of like missionaries, kind of the same thing. A way.
So if you were reading Greg, I'm going to say, if you were Greg, or if you were Ket, because Greg and Ket, who knows if they're the same? They're never in the same room at the same time. You never know.
You never know.
But if you were an undercover evangelist, it does say that. An undercover evangelist, Greg and Ket were met. Greg and Ket. Anyway, I probably should read the book more.
That's a good one.
This is probably one I haven't memorized yet.
It's a good one. It's a lot of fun. It's just kind of an easy book, the way I look at it. It's like, not
so you could say, if you were Greg, or if you were Ket and you were out evangelizing, how would you do that? What would you do? Ket gives out video Bible sets. Well, what would your kid do? What would they do? They could send out letters. They could, I don't really know what else you do to evangelize. You send out books.
Well, you can do that, yeah. Or, usually people have they have a track.
Pamphlets. A track.
Bible gospel track or something.
And you could ask them, because and that ties in not just the devotional side of, how would you do this if you were going to go evangelize to people, but also the creativity and imagination of kids, because they come up with some stuff. Like, even Eleanor, the carpets here have those pretty designs, and she saw them the other night and was like, look, this is a train track. Come on, let's hop on the train. And when you get on the train, you have to walk around the edge where the line is. She's like, choo choo. So it's like a rug can turn into a train track. Well, I'm sure they could come up with some other fancy way of evangelizing. And then you could sit and have that little conversation. And it doesn't just build a closer relationship with God, it builds a closer relationship with you and your kid.
Yeah, and I guess that was the whole idea behind this particular podcast. You just say, look, there's an opportunity at the end of the day to pause and reflect, if you will, and do kind of a devotional event, or have that aspect to the...
And they remember it, too.
Nighttime routine of going to bed, up there with... you know, get your jammies on, brush your teeth, you know, go potty, whatever, you know. This is just another aspect of that.
Yeah. So that's all we got for you today. Even though I already said that, and then we had more to say.
Well, you have a tendency you want to add to.
Sometimes it's like that. So that's all we have for you today. Like, subscribe, and follow for more Between the Pages podcast. Thank you.
Don't you just love it? It's great, isn't it?
Only